So I'm going to show you two different clips, and I want you to try to figure out which one is real Super 8 and which one is Fake 8 Film Lab. If you're like me, you really love the look of analog film and especially Super 8. Fake 8 Film Lab is a DaVinci Resolve PowerGrade that converts your digital footage to realistic looking Super 8 film made with real high quality Super 8mm scans. You can check out the product for more details and the price on my website luckcompany.com, linked in the description. Incorporating Super 8 footage into your project is a really great way to make it more dynamic and more engaging for viewers to watch. However, shooting actual Super 8 is very time consuming and very expensive nowadays. Just purchasing Super 8 film and processing along with a tested and working Super 8 camera on eBay costs hundreds of dollars already. There's so much more to creating a convincing and compelling Super 8 look than simply applying mattes and grain. And it's basically up to you from there to actually figure out how to emulate the most important characteristics of Super 8 film. And that's actually the hardest part. You're still gonna have to do a lot of work to change the colors and add halation, blur, jitter, flicker to actually get it to look convincing. So what we set out to do was to create a Super 8 emulation that took out all of that work completely and allowed you to focus on the most exciting and creative part of emulating Super 8 film. So I'm shooting this with a Fuji X-H2S in F-Log2. So here is F-Log2, and here is the Rec 709 conversion LUT that you can also buy on LUTco. And then here is the Super 8 look. So this is me in Super 8, and switch back to digital. Now we're in digital. Fake 8 Film Lab was designed for DaVinci Resolve, but if you're a Premiere or Final Cut user, we've designed this PowerGrade to work with the free version of Resolve so that you can convert your footage and then export it and use it in whatever editor you prefer. And if you're new to Resolve, don't worry, we've actually included a complete guide to walk you through the entire process. And trust me, it's definitely worth it. Hey, what's up? My name is Evan Schneider, and I'm a professional colorist in Los Angeles, and I teamed up with my buddy John Stambaugh. Some of you may know him if you watch my channel, you probably watch his, and we teamed up to create what we call Fake 8 Film Lab. Before I give you a full explanation of what it is, let me just show you how easy it is to use in Resolve. I've got 4 clips loaded up here that John shot in Oregon on the Fuji X-T4. And I've also got all of my PowerGrades loaded into the gallery, so you can see those right here. So to apply Fake 8 Film Lab, all you have to do is go to your gallery, right click on one of the stills and hit Apply Grade. And instantly you'll see we have a Super 8 look right there. And when you purchase the product and download it, we actually include 2 tutorials, one quick start guide and one complete overview tutorial to help you get everything set up, get started with it, and how to completely use the product. And the really cool part about this is that if I go back to my timeline, you can see that I'm not dealing with any multiple stacked clips in layers with grain and overlay and all that stuff. It's very clean on the timeline level, and everything is contained inside the node tree on the color page. If I wanted to try one of the different looks, you can always just go and right click on another one, hit Apply Grade, and it'll overwrite the node tree with that preset. If I want to do Minolta Auto Pack, I can click Apply Grade, and we have the Minolta Auto Pack gate right there, and I can easily scroll through the clip and see what it looks like. The cropped versions are basically the same as the overscan, but without the frames on the top and the bottom. So Canon 310 XL, this is what that looks like, 814 XL, and then Minolta Auto Pack. And then if you want a clean with no gate version, you can apply that, and that's just with no gate, it's just a clean Super 8 look on your footage. The full aperture versions are made for a different aspect ratio and resolution. We have a tutorial on how to use those in our guide, and it basically just shows more of the Super 8 frame in the scan. Now, if I want to apply this first clip's PowerGrade to the rest of the clips, I can just go up here to clips and I can see them right here, and I can simply select the first one and then select the last one. And then I'll right click on the clip that I want it to apply from, and I'll click apply grade. And I can also go back and I can adjust the color settings for each of these. So say I think this is a little bit too warm, I can go to my correction node and I can just bring down the temperature and maybe tint it a little more towards green. And now we're good to go there. The other great part about this is that these clips are not set in stone. So if I wanted to ever adjust the timing of one of these clips, like say I wanted to chop off the head of this clip a little bit, I can simply do that and I'm done. Fake 8 Film Lab automatically adjusts to the length of the clip, and you don't have to do any more work other than that on the clip. So basically in Resolve, PowerGrades are like presets. And what they do is they save your node tree so you can use them later. And so what we've done is we've built a flexible, customizable node tree for you to use to emulate Super 8 film. And the beauty of this node tree is that once you get everything imported, the node tree itself actually applies the grain and the matte overlays for you. Basically, it takes out a lot of the monotonous tasks of setting up a Super 8 look and allows you to focus more on the creative side. We've tried to make the node tree as simple as possible for users, and so we've color-coded all of the nodes, and the green nodes mean that they are something that you can adjust. So the color correction node, and then also all of these preset nodes with color presets. And by default, all of these presets are off, but you can always go through and turn them on and see how they affect your footage. The cool part about these is that you can actually mix and match them. So you can turn on split tone and expired, see what that does. And then maybe you want it to have a little more punch. You can hit that, turn it off, or you want it to be a little bit weirder colors. You can turn on the daylight or the tungsten. So these are all meant to be experimental nodes that you can turn on and off and see what you like with the footage. The correction node is just that. You can perform any sort of corrections you need to on the footage. So if you want to make it brighter or darker, I can go over to my gamma and I can bring the gamma down. I can also increase or decrease the saturation, and I can increase or decrease contrast. So you can really do anything you want in this node. The next color code we have is blue nodes, which are the log nodes. And so first we have a log to Rec 709 conversion node, and then we also have a log offset. You can turn it on, go to your effects, and then use the color space transform, and you set the input color space and the input gamma to whatever you were shooting on your camera. We've labeled the orange nodes as nodes that you don't have to touch or don't want to touch. This includes the overscan node, which basically adds the frames to the top and bottom using external mattes. And then also the technical node, which performs a matrix transform and then some tone and curve mapping. And then we also have the emulation node, which applies halation, glow, blur, dust, jitter, and flicker to your footage. This is kind of the secret sauce of the grade. And then we also have the matte and grain node, which applies the grain and the overlay matte to your footage and loops it. And then it also adds a bit of a jitter to it that you get when you scan the footage. And that's basically the node tree. John is an expert in shooting film. He shoots both motion and stills in film and even develops his own film at home. And so when he came to me with the idea of creating a Super 8 preset, I was super excited at combining his skills and knowledge with film and my knowledge and expertise with color grading, DaVinci Resolve, and creating presets. What we did is we actually shot rolls of Super 8 film on 3 different cameras so that we could get the 3 different gate styles.
So I have a 50-foot roll of 250D. I have my 3 Super 8 cameras, the others are right there. They're all batteried up and loaded. We'll see how it goes.
We also shot full rolls of grain, and then we got it scanned in the highest resolution possible. When you're applying the Super 8 preset, you're actually using real matte gates and real grain combined with color presets as well as all of the different characteristics that make Super 8 what it is. This creates an incredibly powerful tool that allows you to experiment and kind of treat your DaVinci Resolve project as a film lab. So we designed this product to be used in a single project, but you can also use it in a current project on a clip-by-clip basis if you want to. The beauty of that is that once you have everything imported, it's as simple as clicking on the presets, making some adjustments, and moving on. We've also included a set of overlays that you can use to add a little bit more character to it. So we included overlays with the Kodak watermark, lens flares, and light leaks. And we've also included overlays that were scanned at the head and the tail of the Super 8 rolls. In addition to all the motion assets you get, we've actually included audio sound effects from all 3 different cameras of different clicks and buttons and opening and closing doors, and then also the shutter sound when you're recording. We spent months working on these PowerGrades, shooting side-by-side footage, and dialing in the look to make sure it really captured the essence of what Super 8 film looks like. And we're incredibly excited about the results. We think it's very true to what Super 8 looks like, but we also feel like it adds a lot of flexibility. We've also made it simple enough for beginner users to use, but advanced enough that more advanced professional Resolve users can get the most out of it too. If you're just beginning in DaVinci Resolve, I think this is a great reason to switch over and to start using it. And if you're intimidated by color grading and the node tree in DaVinci Resolve, don't worry, because we've included an in-depth tutorial that you get when you purchase the product, as well as a quick start guide to get you started using Fake 8 Film Lab as fast as possible. The other really cool thing is that if you want to learn about advanced DaVinci Resolve node tree setups, this is an incredible product just to kind of mess around with and see how it works. We've done really advanced techniques like using an external mat, and we've also used the actual clip as the overscan frames on the top and bottom. We've gotten so much incredible feedback from this product. A lot of people say that this is the best and the closest that they've come to getting real Super 8 looking footage. I've created all of the LUTs and presets on my company's website called lutcompany.com. This was by far the most fun project because I got to collaborate with John, and we're great friends. And I think just the fulfillment of creating a product that's both useful and beautiful is just a really fun thing to do. Definitely go check it out. You can find it at my website, lutcompany.com, and there's a link down in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.